Okay.
Are you gonna copy my words?
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hey. Are you gonna copy my words? Or are you gonna sing my songs? Sing along to my song. It's welcome to the Genuinely Funny Podcast. I didn't end it. Go back. No. I won. I didn't have to take a breath.
Yeah, but you just sat there on the boring note. Hello, welcome to the Genuinely Funny. Get that. You gonna get your little
This is
goose
my director
beak.
hand.
I'd like for you to take. That's not. That's
what they do. That's how they end it.
Conductor, not a director.
There's a choir director.
Du choir?
At church.
There's a du choir director.
They don't call it the choir conductor. It's the choir director.
First off, you're gonna hit me. You need to calm down with the motions of your hands.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. No, I'm sorry. What was that? Do the motion again? Okay, there you go. You fixed it. Down, over, to the right. Up,
1,
down.
2, 3, 4.
Now what if it's 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. See, because now I don't know how to do 6. I was never taught that.
How do they do this?
You get your little fingies out of my face. You've already given me the goose bill. Call an ambulance.
Somebody call an ambulance.
We were talking about that meme last night. Welcome to the Genuinely Funny Podcast. I had a group chat talk about that funny meme that's James Bond having a stroke. It's like the Bond's James, Bames James.
Did you see that? I seen one earlier because Dale Earnhardt.
Called the Bondulance?
No, they came out with a Dale Earnhardt documentary. It was just, and then it was like
Dell. You're saying Dell. Is that a southern thing? Like that's people say Dell Earnhardt.
How do you say it?
I don't know. I think I probably say Dell. D-E-L-L.
You say it like D-E-L-L even though it's D-A-L-E.
Dell. Yeah. Dell.
What are you
Earnhardt.
gonna say? Doll?
Or Dale.
Dale-y? Dale.
Dale. That sounds like more said. Dale.
Dale.
It's like Kobe.
Dale.
Dale is the southern Kobe.
Dale Bell. It's like
when you
say
whip out
like
of a
Bell
parking
and
lot.
Dale the same way. Dale Earnhardt.
When you peel out in the Publix parking lot and almost run over a family of 4. Dale.
But yeah.
What were we saying before?
No, let me finish my thought. But it was like this guy, he's like getting out of an old F-150 in his like NASCAR like t-shirt and cowboy hat and pulling his pants up. He's like me just finishing the Dale Earnhardt documentary about to go school some kids at Frankie's Fun Park.
Oh yeah. Dude, oh man, Frankie. Okay. Good morning. Or whenever you're listening to this. Welcome to episode 8.
Wow.
That's crazy. Like this is our second month.
We haven't been canceled yet.
That's good. You definitely have. I get hate mail every day for Kyndal.
Every day.
Kyndal can't help that. Just conspiracy theory comes out. It oozes out of her. But yeah, thanks for checking this out. If you've been watching so far, if this is the first time you watch, welcome. This is the Genuinely Funny Podcast where I'm Ben Patat. This is my wife Kyndal Patat. And we, as the Patats, we highly value authenticity and laughter. And so this is a podcast where we just go after those things.
Give your weirdest laugh go. It's always the straight face.
You gotta laugh with. Okay, try to don't show your teeth and look at the camera.
I gotta do my teeth. How do you know they're smiling? It's so weird
because your lips are going. So we do silly things like this, and we talk about things, but also we don't talk about things. We have ADD, and so we are all over the place. And so this is just the goal is to brighten someone's day, make someone giggle or laugh. And both of us laugh. Look at the camera. We're going to laugh without smiling. 1, 2, 3.
I can't do it.
I love that game. You sound like a ghost. That's a ghost. I love the game where it's like you fake laugh until it becomes a real laugh. But that's a better way of doing it is laugh without. Now let's look at each other and see who can win.
I never win these games.
But listen, laugh without smiling as we make eye contact, and whoever starts actually laughing first.
I did it.
1, compose yourself.
I can't.
2,
I have too much joy in my heart not to smile.
channel your Patronus. 3, Go. I did. It's because you just were whistling. You're like,
I couldn't.
you just going.
I couldn't. It's all I could do. I could only whistle. I could only whistle.
All right, do this as fast.
If I didn't whistle, I'd laugh.
Listen, do this as fast as you can. That's the weirdest. Look at your mouth did the weirdest thing. Trembling so much.
You gotta move your.
All right, ready, wait. Here we go. Here we go. Oh.
Kind of like you're laughing.
My turn. Okay. All right, we're playing a game. Imagine. I saw a meme last night, and I was like, "This is a great game that we need to do at like our next friend gathering," which is you, everybody takes your turn or whatever, and you get the group around. Someone stands in the middle, and they spin around, and everybody walks around them, moving their position in the room, and then the person in the middle will just point randomly at someone. They have their eyes closed, and then that person has to make a sound, but they try and disguise their voice. Yeah, cool. Just cough a lot.
I can't.
It's great. Why are you stealing my coffee
mine's
now?
gone and I left
I have
mine
water.
Yeah.
Okay. And they had to try and pick who made the. What is wrong with you? You're perched like Gollum in your seat and you can't drink water. Are you having a stroke? You have water in your mouth right now. What happened to it? Woo!
It's so hot right here.
Hot?
And then it like spurted and now it looks like
Spurted? You peed yourself? How's it hot?
Because of the window.
It's not hot.
It's hot right here.
Because the wind. Let's see if she can do it. Everybody watch intently. You stealing it? It's over there now.
It's mine. This is my hat.
So back to what I was saying 8 hours ago.
Done makeup.
2 hours later, you're crying over here. Yeah, but it's not running. You're fine. So they point random. They keep their eyes closed. That person makes a noise, tries to disguise who they are, and the person tries to figure out who it is. I want to hear your noise right off the bat. Just instinct. What's the noise that you would make to try and disguise that it's you making the noise? Go. Do it again. Do it again one more time. This is great for audio listeners because, okay, here's how we'll play the game for audio listeners. One of us will go first. That's pretty good. That sounds like a dude.
Because I have a higher pitch naturally, a higher inflection.
Flexions. All right, let's do this. We'll play a game.
Deep, so you think I'm a man?
All right, let's see if we can trick the audio listeners.
Okay.
One of us is going to make a sound, and you guys decide
who said that.
Who said that?
Trick my trick.
Who said that?
Y'all said that.
You heard that? All right.
No,
all right, here we go. All right, audio listeners. I don't think this works because...
No, I got it.
Okay.
No, you go. No, wait, you don't go. One of us goes. Who knows who it is? Turn around.
What?
Because then they can't see.
No, it's just for the audio. The video people are cool and they watch us on YouTube. And you're so...
Oh, I got the zoomies today. Okay. Shh. I'm gay.
You let the intrusive thoughts win. I looked in your eyes and I saw you want to say it, think about not saying it, and then choose to say it, and then immediately regret saying it. All of that happened like that. Because your eyes were like this. It was like, I want to say it, shouldn't say it.
I said it.
I'm going to say
This
it.
is my podcast.
I said it.
This is my podcast. I do what I want.
I'm gay. That's so
I ain't
dumb.
gay no more.
All right, so there we go. Crazy off the rails beginning. You're crying so hard. Okay, what was we have 2 questions we thought of that are just fun questions we can riff on. Yours was, start with yours. What's a
solid piece of advice?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be serious. It just was like the best piece. If you could put it,
try and keep that.
If you could put it like as an acronym on like a What would Jesus do bracelet? What would yours be? Besides, what would Jesus do?
Okay. I'm going to go, this one just popped in my head first because we say it all the time now, and I'm proud of it.
Hey, it's as simple as that.
I do, oh yeah. So I say that apparently more than I realize.
You don't say it as, it's as simple as that. When you're mad or when you're
I'm not mad. I'm giving our kids.
Hey, you say, hey.
I'm using like 25% of the dad voice.
It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that. Hey.
That.
It's as simple as that.
I do say as that. It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
But I say that a lot with our boys.
Yeah.
Because like.
Put your leg goes up. It's as simple as that.
Bear is 10. Dylan is 7. Shepherd is 4.
We know.
And all 3 of them are at different stages of like butting back at us. Of like, I need you to do this, but I've got to do this. Or Shepherd's just saying no. He's just screaming, no. And I'm like,
say, I don't want to.
Or just do something else. So I'm like, we do a good job of being like, if you're gonna do this, or this is gonna happen. These are your choices.
It's
do
as
this,
simple as that.
do this, or do that. It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
And then I didn't realize I said it all the time, but Kyndal started being like, you say it all the time.
And I chuckle.
And then our weak threat that we always say to them is, I'm gonna kick you to the moon. I'm gonna throw you to the moon. If you don't clean up your room, I'm about to throw you to the moon. And then they giggle, but they know that we also like need them to do that thing.
Okay,
so my piece of advice, I just came up with this one day helping Bear with homeschool, specifically with math.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's good advice. Mm-hmm. Focused is fastest.
Yep.
So like Bear's like, let's get through this. This was a couple years ago. And it's become like a Patat family saying. My dad always had his sayings that he didn't a job worth doing is worth doing right. I grew up with that. I mean, like, because I'm trying to do my chores quickly, and he's like, you got to do it again because a job worth doing is worth doing right. Mine that I came up with that I'm very proud of is focused is fastest. The idea being you can do something quick, but it's not. But just doing it quick is probably going to make mistakes, and it's not going to be. You're going to have to come back, fix things, or do it over again.
Yep.
So especially with math, we were doing math at the time, and Bear's trying to do it quickly, and I'm like, slow down. Focused is fastest. It's like the old turd. Tortoise and the heron. It's the old story, the tortoise and the hare.
Tortoise and the hound.
The turtle and the heron. It's
the hare. Tortoise and the hare.
Tortoise and the hare is what I said as when I was being serious.
Turtle.
So it's like the old tortoise and the hare, like slow and steady wins the race. It doesn't have to be slow. Turtle. You don't have to be slow at what you're doing, but if you are focused on what you're doing, that is going to be the fastest route to getting it done.
Yeah.
And so we say that all the time now.
Say another name for a tortoise.
Turtle. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I said it. Turtle.
But you wanted me to do like a lat.
With a D
Stop
or a
saying
T.
turd.
No one says turtle.
You're just going turd.
Turtle.
What if someone came up to me and said turtle? I would slap them in the face.
My favorite's Turla.
Turla. Yeah. Oh my Lord! It's a snapping Turla. It's so good. But if someone said, "Oh, do you see that turtle?" They have to be British. If they're not British, I'm gonna... Squirrel. Aluminium. Expecto Patronum. What else do they say weird? They have different curse words.
Yeah.
Don't say any of them.
I didn't know. Because
our friend Ashley in England might listen, and then she'd be greatly offended. Yeah. So, what's yours? A great piece of advice to give away.
I've already said it like 50 times.
What?
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
You said it to me, not to them.
I've said it all my life.
Okay.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Righty tighty.
RTLL.
RTLL. WWJD RTLL.
Yeah, bracelet. WWJD RTLL.
So that's good because you're giving that piece of advice now because my question was the next one and now you have to come up with something different.
No, so that's solid.
Yep.
It applies. No.
Now here's the thing about righty tighty lefty loosey. It depends on the orientation of the bolt.
Yeah, is it male or female?
You got to check down there see if there's any bits.
Yeah, because it's male or female.
No.
Are you talking about the adapter?
I'm saying like if I'm looking at something and I'm doing a bolt this way, versus if I'm staring at it doing it this way. Righty-tighty. It's always righty-tighty, but you have to think.
Your
orientation. If I'm doing it, if it's like a wall and I'm screwing something that way, you guys still do right. It's still righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Yeah. Now there's. Let me see something. This thing, I think.
What was that made? China?
Probably. This is what I use when I'm leading worship to put my iPad on the music stand. And no, it's still righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's still righty-tighty, lefty. But sometimes when I'm adjusting that, if I'm putting it on, I'm sitting there and I'm like spinning it the wrong way. And I'm like, what? It's also early morning when I'm doing this. So get off my nads. Dennis. So
anyways,
what's something crazy that happened to you?
Like recently or just in my life?
Just recently, the past week.
It was a lot.
We had a busy week. A lot of camps. We've been going. Are camps done? Camps are done. We've been on a flurry of kids camps. Bear did golf camp. Dylan did a pollinator camp. Shepherd did an art messy camp day, and then they had church camp last week. Am I missing one? No. And now they're at Gaga and Papa camp. They love that. Swimming, playing, eating sugar, watching tablets, all sorts of stuff, which is great.
I don't know. I was just so tired. Like the heat was.
Oh, guys, it was so hot last week. Is it supposed to be hot this week? I don't know.
I think we had like 4 heat strokes.
89 degrees high of today.
One day I came home and I was just
angry.
Because like the heat makes you tired.
The AC in your van's not working great. But specifically now, it works on the passenger side and in the back, but not the driver's side blows out hot air. The rest is cooler. And I was in the car. And that was my fault.
For so long.
So she stole my car.
You
came home and you're like, your car's mine now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, we'll figure it out.
I was like, don't even like blow breath on me. I'm so hot.
Why would I do that?
I don't even get in my face. Like when you talk, it's just like don't even get in my face.
When you speak to me, don't let any air come out.
No.
I've got a closing today. Yep. We were about to start recording and got a phone call of like, oh hey, we're still waiting on this wire thing.
That's not crazy though. That's normal.
No, it's not crazy. I'm just saying it's just. I'm just giving them a little real estate update for Legacy Homes. Started posting more on Legacy Homes. If you follow us on like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, make sure you follow Legacy Homes SC, I think is the tag on most. But Legacy Homes with brand name real estate, that's my company, my business. That's what helps us pay bills. That's what pays our bills. And the Lord pays our bills, but that's the means by which he does it.
That's what allows us to do this.
Yes. And so I've been trying to post more and just engage with people.
I have a crazy story.
Okay.
It didn't happen to me.
Okay.
Finish your plug.
Yeah. So trying to up that. I spent a lot of time on that this week.
You made some good ones.
I
love that weird like the filter.
Like Giga Chad, I think is what they call it. Giga Chad face, like the big jaw, like the smirky face. It's so funny. I don't love it, but like when I put the face filter on,
you just know what that character
I slip right into it.
You slip right into character.
Yes, welcome. You are graced by my presence. That is the mentality. I'm doing you a favor by even acknowledging that you are here.
Yes.
It's not really British. It's just very douchey.
Yeah.
What was your crazy story? What's your scary story?
My scary story was spoopy.
Did you forget it?
No, I was like trying to remember. So my brother called me this week. No, he texted me at like midnight one night because they live. Hey Ryan, he lives in Canada.
Say his name wrong.
Hey Ryan, but they rent out their basement. Like it's,
yep.
So they had some tenants move out, and Ryan texted me at like midnight and was like, "I just found a bucket full of pee under the stairs."
No.
And then they were trying to.
You didn't tell me this.
Get it out, and it splashed.
Oh.
It splashed everywhere.
Why?
And he's like, it splashed up on some furniture, and they're like having to like deep clean. And
that's
like,
terrible.
They can't get the smell out, so they're having to call in.
Human pee smell.
And they're like, how long has it been there?
Anybody want to rent this apartment?
But they're like,
it smells like pee.
I was like, well, what did the guy say? He's like, he has no idea. He said that his like roommate that lived there for a second did it. But it was like, how would you not? I have so many questions. Like, how would you not smell that?
A bucket of pee.
It's like
Man.
a mop bucket full of pee.
A what bucket?
Mop.
Mop bucket. You just went, my bucket.
My
My bucket. I'm like, what is that
A
thing?
mop
Mop bucket.
bucket full
I
of
pictured a 5-gallon bucket full of pee.
urine.
A blue Lowe's 5-gallon bucket is what I pictured.
Probably. I
That's
don't know.
my
Isn't that
dad.
awful?
My dad has rental properties, and so like my job in high school was just his handyman. He owned a car lot, and then he had rental properties. So I would just be like, hey, what do you need me to do? He'd send me somewhere, paint something, clean something up, scrape a popcorn stand, whatever. And there was one house that there's this guy that he helped take care of. It was like he had mental disabilities. Mm-hmm. And so I would go with, he'd bring him groceries, take him to doctor's appointments, things like that, because my dad's awesome. He's a saint. But I was over working at his, and he lived in one of my dad's rental properties. Yeah. And, but he, for some reason, would pee in a jar in his, like in jars in his bedroom instead of going to the bathroom and just pee in a jar.
We couldn't walk well.
Yeah, but then he could.
Oh.
Yeah, that. But yeah, so, but that wasn't. It's not a judgment thing. It's just like,
Ew.
I've seen that done before, unfortunately.
But that's just so gross. Like I
have a question,
I
and
get if you're on like a road trip
Yeah. Okay. So that's what
and
I was
you're
about.
a dude and you need to pee in a bottle.
Okay. Well, let me ask that because I was about to say I feel like every guy has peed in a bottle. We were driving to the hiking the other day, and you were like, Barry, you might just have to pee in the bottle because we were in the mountains. There was nowhere to stop, and he was like, he thought it was the most disgusted thing. He would never do it. Yeah, we've all peed in bottles.
I haven't, but
Well, I was gonna say, I was gonna ask if that's something a girl does, but like I'm afraid I don't want to know the answer.
Girls
Probably
do it.
has
I
happened.
haven't.
Yeah.
They make those sheepy things
Sheepy.
for like women hikers that it's like a funnel and you can pee and it just comes up and over and out your pants. So you don't have to
Really?
just pop a squat in the woods. Yeah.
I don't think the gravity would allow that.
It apparently works. I've had friends that use it.
Wow.
So
Well, one time we were going to youth camp and I had to pee so bad, and I was like, to the adults in the front, I was like, "Are we stopping anytime soon? Because I got to pee so bad." And one of our youth leaders was like, "Nope, we're not stopping until we get there." And I was like, "Crap!" And I had a big old Mountain Dew bottle, so I peed into it. And the second I finished,
they stop.
they stopped. So then I had to carry a big Mountain Dew bottle of pee and be like, "This is nothing," and go throw it away.
Oh, that's embarrassing for you.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It's a funny story now. Okay, so
Sure.
Jim,
What's your question?
my question was if you could, not a piece of advice, but like how would you even describe that? Like a emotion. If you could make, it doesn't have to be an emotion. It could be anything. But if you could impart one thing to everybody in the world, what would you choose to impart?
Like a
And
wisdom,
so-
a wisdom more than an
It could be
advice?
wisdom. It could be an emotion. It could be a mindset, a perspective.
Sure.
And we'll keep Jesus front and center and just say
Obviously.
that's yes. We don't have to give the
Yes,
Sunday school answer of Jesus, but so we give everybody Jesus, and then one other thing that you can make sure everybody in the world
okay,
has.
is the one other thing like a natural flow out of Jesus, or is
Doesn't
it
have to be.
like something else?
You could be like a toothbrush. That could be your thing.
Okay. What you?
I'll go first?
Yeah, you. Open
Okay,
it
so
first.
while you think, mine would be joy.
Yeah.
Because it's just life is better with joy.
Yep.
And what I love about joy is it's true joy is unconditional. It's not based off of your circumstances or surroundings. It's just it's almost like despite your circumstances and surroundings, you carry joy.
It's a state of being.
Joy and happiness is different, because happiness is a little more fleeting. It's a feeling. Joy is almost like a perspective happiness comes out of. What would the world look like if everyone...
What would your world look like carrying more joy?
Yeah. I think I would be less worried and anxious and more present and silly and goofy. Mm-hmm. And I do that a lot. I'm trying to be more and more. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
not turning this into a Judge Ben moment.
I'm not judging you.
You're looking at me with such
I'm
judgment.
thinking.
Move your hair out of the eyes so that people can see how much you're
thinking.
judging me.
I'm just listening and thinking.
But what would the world?
Because a lot of times
the world would be a better. Do you think the world would be a better place if everybody was joyous?
Sure, but I think the question is more. It seems to be more of an existential thing also, because it's like, what is the thing that you would want to have for yourself?
Oh,
and
yeah.
then give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what is it that, like, because yours is joy. You talked about that. You talk about it very openly of like, like how you struggle with that sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I don't struggle with the idea of joy. It's just the practicality of living from that place.
Right.
Because I get in my head. I mean, that's what it is. I get in my head.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I just get in my head, and it takes me out of the present into some potential disastrous future that I make up in my head. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like right now, I got that call before we started, and it's like I have a house that's supposed to close today, but we're waiting on a wire, and it might push the closing. And so I could sit here and be like, what if it does this? What if it does that? What if it all falls apart? Then what's going to happen? We need that money to pay bills. We're going to be homeless on the street. It always ends with us homeless on the street, and y'all hate me because I've never provided for you. Sure. And you stab me with forks. Stab. No, but like I'm choosing to not, because like what I've also learned in real estate has given me a crash course in this is like, I think I mentioned Kayla, that was my coach about being pastor to buyers. Wasn't that last week? I don't know. Anyways,
I don't remember that.
But she also said too one time, because like I remember coming back from lunch when I was at the Harvard group on the team that I was on when I first started in real estate, and there was fires galore, and I was just like, I got to figure this thing out. And she just in passing was like, just take a moment. A lot of fires put themselves out, and I was like, that sounds so irresponsible to me, because I feel like I need to serve my clients well and fix this, even though it's not a fire I created.
Right. But sometimes serving people well is not being the fixer.
Yes. Well, and what I've learned practically is a lot of times fires do put themselves out. Yeah. The thing that is an actual problem, not something I've spiraled and created in my mind, but the thing that is an actual problem, we work it out. Yeah. I think that's something I'm learning through our conversations, and I love, is how resilient we are as humans. But like, in my experience, we're so resilient. It's like we've been through so many things, and we always figure it out. And we always figure it out with, not like it's not a big deal. Like, sometimes it's a big deal, and it takes a lot of work. Sure. Like we have to relocate our living situation and buy a home, but we figure it out. That's the adventure piece, is we don't know what's coming, but we'll figure it out and adapt. Well, or we won't. And even if we don't figure out the solution to that problem, that will create a new reality that we will figure and
But I
adapt.
think that's part of, like, I think when you think of adventure, you think of like
adventure,
fun, joy. You think of joy, fun, like, ooh, the unknown is like exciting.
Yeah.
A lot of adventure and a lot of like what's wrapped up in that is also, it challenges every part of your being, like the scary, the trepidatious, the like when you're stepping out into something unknown, or you don't know how it's going to work. It's like, so I think mine would be peace, because I think like internal,
I thought about that too.
And I think that kind of goes hand in hand with joy, because when you're at peace, like a natural overflow of that, I feel like, would be joy.
Yeah.
But
Jesus talks about giving us peace that surpasses our understanding. I don't know that he specifically talks about giving us joy.
Well, a fruit of the Spirit.
It is a fruit of the Spirit.
Yeah.
But I guess you win. You're more spiritual than me today.
I agree. But I think there's because peace is also, you have to think about ultimately what is peace. Like, what is your definition of peace? So for mine, it's like from the
sleeping
perspective,
in the storm. Like
it's the perspective from like the truth of Jesus and what we believe, and the reality of like we are on this adventure. We don't know what life holds. We do know it holds some hard junk, but we know that there's like high highs and low lows, right? But it's like the reality of, what are we rooted in? If we're rooted in the author of peace, then it's like when chaos erupts, when your world gets flipped upside down, or like this.
World gets flipped, turned upside down. Is that Fresh Prince?
No, I don't remember. Sounds like it.
It's not. It's something else. You're a good rapper.
Thank you.
You're a great rapper.
But when things just get like topsy turvy and they don't work, it's just trusting that it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
And then like and it's not always beautiful and pretty and sunshine and daisies. Like sometimes the working out is like
changes everything about your day to day.
It's like a dying and a death all over again. There's grief. There's heartache.
Oof, that's hard. Let's pause there for a second, because that is a reality of life that we don't want to think about, but plenty of people have been through.
Yeah.
Where it's like sometimes like it. So much, like most of the time it works out. Now let's there's sickness and death and loss, and that doesn't work out because that's a part of life. But like I'm talking about there's just so many times that it feels like it doesn't work, it's not going to work out, but it does, even if that looks like you said, a death, not in a but like a situational, like a emotional
it's
death.
like
not a physical death, but like our way of life, a season, or where we live and how we do life on a daily basis. That's done, and we're moving on to something different, which is I think in my mind, I'm that practical pass fail mentality that I get so often. I know, like for finances and stuff, my brain is like, if they're not increasing, we're losing. We're unsuccessful. If they're not increasing, we are failing. But there's seasons where it's like, oh yeah, we had a great season of increase there, and there's seasons like this. I feel like everybody's finances right now are like, we're holding on, we're making it, so we're surviving.
But again, it's perspective, right? Because it's that same thing of like with this, just because you brought it up, like just the moving.
Yeah.
Right. We had everything. We were like so set up to be in such a good spot, and then our life got flipped upside down, and here we are, and we had to cash in everything we had to be able to make that possible, and not pay an arm and a leg in payments every month. But it's like perspective is we didn't take God by surprise, so it's like
should we talk about it? Maybe not.
That didn't take God by surprise, right? And like He prepared us for it, because we had everything that we needed in our quote unquote storehouses to be able to make it happen. And but
He put it there.
Right, that's my point.
Through so many events, but
that's my point. It's like the perspective is, the temptation is to sit back and say, we got nothing, we had to throw everything here, like we're starting from scratch, blah blah blah, or thank God that you provided, because this didn't take you by surprise, and we had everything we needed to make this happen. Yeah. And because again, it's that that'd
be a good story.
Recalling of that's faith, right? Testify. Recalling of past hope. It's like, here's the thing again that you prepared that we didn't see coming. This is part of the adventure that we didn't know was lying ahead, right? Yeah. Where it's like we're flipping everything over again, but it didn't take Him by surprise. And so it's like, when I have the temptation to lean into the grief and the anger that sometimes still pops up of the shoulda, coulda, woulda, it's just like, no, because He's got us. He did it again. Yeah. He'll fill those back up again. Yeah. It's not gonna every time.
The only testimony we have is the Lord providing.
Yeah.
Every
but again,
single.
It's not.
Can
always
I tell that
what
story
we look like.
Crazy fast? Just to give a little bit more context of that, we were in a home that it was a new home in TR that we loved. We thought we were going to be there for a long time, for forever. Mm-hmm. Great community. We're surrounded by friends that we really love and cherish and still do. And it was a situation that took a lot of faith to get into, because we were more than doubling our mortgage payment. We were going to buy. The house was going to be built. We were going to rent it until we could buy it, because it needed to be subdivided. We had talked through all the terms of here's what it's going to be like. It'll be our house. We will own it. If we ever need to move, and we can sell it on the open market, fair market value. And it was apart from it actually becoming ours in our name, everything was great. I mean, like that home increased in value hundreds of thousands of dollars. We sold our previous home, and like, so we were all in. And then the terms changed. We don't have to get into that part of it. The terms changed, and after we had been renting it for 2 years and had spent 80 grand over those 2 years easily between rent and other things and money that we'd put in it, maybe even even more than that. So it's like, and those terms changed everything. Unbeknownst to us, it became, this was like Christmas of this past year, we found out about this, and the rug's pulled out from under us, and we're like, this is no longer a situation that we need to be in or is beneficial to us at all. It's actually been a waste of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even though we had personally spent less than $100,000, but like it was the loss in equity, hundreds of, and like if you put together what we paid and what we lost out on, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. So like I struggle with that because I'm like, the Lord's taking care of us. We moved from that house to this house, which is bigger, more square footage. It has 2 detached garages that are gigantic.
It's everything we hope.
It's everything we hope for, apart from maybe 85 acres of land.
Yeah.
But like it is a blessing. Our mortgage payment to buy this house and to have more than 20% of equity in this house, our mortgage payment went up $1.40. Right. And actually, it'll save us money because we don't have to pay somebody's property taxes or homeowner's insurance. We do. We pay ours, but that's included in that amount. So it's like, it just was the biggest rug pull out from under us. But the Lord supplied, provided, took care of us, and has put us into an even better situation that is really weird and quirky, and we can make our own, and we are enjoying fully. And I mean, even to the point, like the first night we were in this house in February, it was freezing and our heater didn't work and our AC unit was just done. Instantly, and so we had immediately to spend $8 grand on a new HVAC system. And he took care of it. He made it happen.
And we got like one of our best friends to do it and gave us a great deal.
And so we were able to provide for him. Yeah, absolutely.
But
so
I mean, I think
it works out.
It works out.
But like my brain is like, again, if we're not moving forward, we're failing. And so like that felt like such the biggest failure that I honestly like that I should have known and foreseen and avoided for us. And so it felt like such a big failure for me personally, for me as a father, for me as your husband. And it's been incredible. I mean, it was
hard.
It's still hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I get that it's that perspective thing again, and I'm just surrendering that to the Lord and letting Him heal me of that. But
that's an
like,
active thing. It's not, because even
goodness gracious.
So like I was scrolling on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and saw this like local girl that she and I are like Instagram friends. And she posted a picture of her kids, and I was like, that's my kitchen.
That you designed, that I
designed
painted
and picked everything painted out, put all of it in. And I was like, that's my kitchen. And then I found like she has a friend that moved into that house, and like it was, and like seeing, and then so I obviously stalked the friend on social
like
media.
Seeing the garden where we put our chickens.
Oh man, that made me so mad.
The garden's blooming and going crazy.
Because I tried some guerrilla gardening stuff and it worked, but we don't get to see the fruit. Like literally don't get to see the fruit of that.
It's really hard.
But what got me was she had posted a picture of her youngest baby in our youngest baby's old room. And like in his crib, and I was just like, man, that just hit like so hard, because there's still a grief. And it's still okay that there's a grief and a loss to something that we thought would be ours for a very, very long time. Or like, you know, the it's not the physical thing, it's like the memories that are attached to it. And like, for me anyways, it's more of an emotional thing because of like, just like memories we've had there. You know, I get like that every house we moved out of. I always grieve it a little bit. Well,
even the financial side is ultimately an emotional. It's all emotional.
But I'm just like, but you go through, so it triggered me again to go through, like, man, this sucks.
Yeah, you
like,
sent it to me and I was like, oh, you're about to go down the rabbit hole.
I sure did. And I went down the rabbit hole and I got angry and then I got sad all over again. But it's just an active thing. Like, that's the thing. It's like, yes, we want peace and joy in these like states of being that just naturally overflow, but the reality is it's something that we have to actively choose to participate in every moment. So it's like
they don't happen accidentally.
And it takes intentionality to like fully go into that. So it's like, once again, here I am months later, 6 months later, having to surrender this again. And you know what, be like, you know what, God, like I'm thankful for that season, because there was so much like relational things that grew out of that. It was a very stretching season for us. Like, I think not in good ways. It didn't always feel good, but I think it prepared us for other things down the road, you know? So it's like, I choose to be thankful in those things. So I have to flip my thoughts from, look at this turd standing in my kitchen and you know, like everything.
Who you don't know her. She could be the nicest lady.
She's probably the most amazing person ever. Yeah. But like, and it's, you know, like, it's just hard, because I know, like, okay, I see that wall, and I know behind there's a piece of scripture on that wall that I wrote for my baby.
The studs, yeah.
You know, like,
yes. That those studs are literally adorned with scripture throughout that house.
But now I'm like, you know what, Lord, I'm going to bless that family and that home, and that applies to them too. And but again, it's just an active like way of, this still hurts and it sucks and I'm mad, but I have to continuously lay that down and give it over, even 6 months later. You know, like, even when we're in this like sick, crazy, weird house, but it's fulfilling all the space needs that we needed. Like, my mom and dad were able to move in with us. We got our detached garage, like all these things, you know, like, but it's different, because we're back in a different town, you know, like there's stuff that we did every day that we can't do here. It takes time. What, you know, it's just different.
Like we talked about,
very different.
Yeah, even that worked out because we're closer to your friends, and you've been doing so much more with them and able to hang out with them. Yeah. Which you were able then, but it was a longer drive.
But the point being, bring it back. Like, you would bring joy, I would bring peace.
Yeah.
Both of those take active, conscious.
They're not accidental.
Right.
So then that transitions real quick. Our sermon yesterday at church, Adam Acosta spoke at. We go to Studio Church in Taylor's. We love it, and it was great. Yeah. I can't wait to listen to it again. I think it drops on Wednesdays. I think is when they send out the emails.
I didn't even know that they.
Yeah, it's on. They release. I don't think they release it. I think they just put it on Spotify. But go to look up Studio Church. Maybe when this releases, like, so when you're hearing this, probably it's going to be out. And just listen to that, because what he talked about was, like, not. I can't even summarize it well. He was dropping so many, just like, I was writing down so many quotes. My phone's right there. Like, pursuing, like, that basically David wasn't David because he slew Goliath. David was David because he pursued the Lord in the wilderness. You know, and it's like, we don't, but in life we can be like, I'm going to slay that giant. Yeah. But it's like, no, you don't go after the giant. You go after the Lord in the wilderness, in the stillness. That's where that intention, that's where those things. So it's like, I thought about that with peace and joy are both fruits of the Spirit. And I think you shared it or I shared it to each other. That's talking about the fruits of the Spirit. It's not something you pursue those fruit. And because you pursue those fruit, you then encounter the Spirit. Yeah. It's like, no, you pursue the Spirit, which we have in His fullness is dwelling within us. So it's actually a surrender of ourself and a dying to ourself, and a intentional, conscious living from understanding that the power that raised Christ from the dead is dwelling in us. Mm-hmm. So let me make less of myself and more of Him. It's not I who live, but Christ who lives in me. Like, and we live from that place, and because of that, the natural outflow is going to be peace and joy. So we don't pursue peace; it's a fruit. It is a fruit of the Spirit that we are living from. And so I just love that we both said fruit of the Spirit.
Yeah, so. But it's attending to. I don't know. I always love all the like.
It's a choosing intentionally, because we can be walking in it, and then the boys get home and start going crazy, and then we choose violence.
Let me finish my thought though.
Not actual violence.
It's like I just always love like how God always uses like nature and creation to like make it plain for us. Mm-hmm. You know, so like obviously the fruits of the Spirit. What does fruit come from? It doesn't just appear.
Comes
like
from trees and
it comes
bushes.
from trees and bushes that start in the roots in healthy soil, and then they grow up. But you got to prune them to keep them healthy. Like, you know, just like this, like the cyclical, like the cycle of a fruit tree is not always bearing fruit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because sometimes you got to prune it back so it can grow healthy again.
Come on now, preach. That's so. I mean, like there is a short season in a year where trees or bushes will reap their fruit.
Yeah.
Will actually produce the fruit. Now they're working on it all year.
Right.
But that's where it becomes available and helpful to others.
Yeah.
But it's like a portion of the entire year.
It's spent to the
You better preach,
the
girl.
internal health of like that relationship with the vine.
And all the rest of that time is where the health, like that fruit is determined by the healthiness and the work that's done and the work
said, yeah.
in the other rest of the year. So
yeah.
I said it. You didn't say it. It's really good. So to end, I just feel like, don't. It's his open D, so you can do that. That's
All
a
right,
D chord.
okay, I got it.
So
I'm
no,
gonna
to
play us
end.
out.
No. I want to end because I really feel like we should just.
a good spot.
I want to present the gospel. I feel like we just need to do that because. Will you play some background music?
Exactly.
No, don't. That's gonna. I can't.
Can you bring the band back up,
No,
please?
I can't. No. If you need me to come play behind a pastor, I can do that. If I'm speaking, I can't. I do, but I just feel like we needed to present the gospel because there's like if you're watching this and you have never encountered Jesus, or maybe you grew up in that way and have since walked away from it, like we've talked about the church, we've talked about there's good things with the church, there's bad things with the church. Jesus said, judge a tree by its fruit. Mm-hmm. And the reality is there's going to be good fruit and there's going to be bad fruit. But apart from looking at the fruit of believers, look at the fruit of Jesus. Like, if that makes sense. Like, again, like, not necessarily presenting the gospel like having an altar call, but just like there's so much messiness, but the core, centerpiece, cornerstone of true faith is Jesus. Yeah. Period. The end. And he is the source of living water. He is the fountain of life. He is the thing, not him plus anything else, that will bring hope, a future. It will bring the fruit of the Spirit, the presence of the Spirit, the power of the Spirit. It all hinges on Jesus. Mm-hmm. And so that's my gospel presentation of just like cry out to him. Mm-hmm. Say, Jesus, reveal yourself. Whether you're a believer or not, I dare you to do it. Show me yourself, you know? Mm-hmm. And I want to encounter you and see what happens. One last thing. That's how maybe you think of a silly way to end, but one other thing that I just want to encourage everybody with, that really encouraged me, because extending that talk of it's so easy to think, oh, if I'm not moving forward, I'm falling behind. That I sent you a meme. So much of I feel like we talk about memes all the time, but it's just I have a lot of encouraging memes that I like. A lot of things that I follow are funny. A lot of them are encouraging or biblical, whatever. But it said this guy was talking about if you are approaching your 40s, it's easy to feel like there's hopeless, Mm-hmm. But basically what he said in short was your first 40 years of life, treat it as research. Fail, start over. Yeah. It's never too late to start over. You are not behind. Think of it as research. If something fails, that just shows you you're failing forward faster. And I've never been good at failure. Yeah. Some people are great at it. Some people are I can't wait.
Risk takers.
Yes.
And you're pretty risk adverse.
Yes. Yep. Because my mind thinks in that finality of pass, fail. Yeah. And fail is done. Fail is final. And it's not true. So Just be encouraged by that. It's never too, I'll sum it up as it's never too late to start over. And that's what Jesus, like, you're never too far gone. You can't earn more of his love and you can't lose any of it. It's always available.
I love it.
I love it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Me loving it.
I think that's great, and I agree. Yes.
Yes.
Do you always look at all the memes that I send you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You look at every single one of
I
them?
do. Now, there's sometimes where you get your stimmies at night and you send me like 84 memes.
You do that to me every day.
That's true. I still look at all of them.
Really?
Yes. Oh. I'm not a false friend.
I don't.
Cool. Well, I'm not a false friend that doesn't look at memes.
I look at
in fact, and this is the people pleaser in me, in fact, even if it's something I've seen or even if it's something that I don't really think is a great share, I'm still going to give it a like.
Know. But listen, no you don't. You don't always
not to you,
like.
but to other friends. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're a good friend. Yeah. But sometimes you'll send the same one.
What's happening?
I'm holding your hand.
Like that?
Sometimes you'll send the same one to like 5 different group chats that we're in.
Yeah, group chaps. Hello, chaps.
Hello,
it's my group chaps.
And I watch it on there, but I don't always respond when you just send it to me.
Yes, and you do the same thing because it's like, oh, this is so funny to send to Ben or to send to Kyndal and then to send to Kyndal and this couple that have. I love it. So there's a science to it. I'll wrap up with this, not necessarily serious, but I have a whole science to Instagram groups. That's like, if you're in an Instagram meme group with me, just know there's other groups that I'm in too. And I will send things to specific groups based on, all of the groups are categorized by sense of humor. Yeah. There are things.
I'm listening.
No, you're not. You're causing a distraction.
I'm not. It's helping my brain.
Why? It's hurting mine.
Piddling.
It's hurting mine.
Go ahead.
You want me to play it?
No.
Okay.
I want to touch it.
I don't know what I was thinking about.
Your group chat science.
I can't do it while you're playing. I cannot do it.
Why? You stand up there all the time when people talk and play.
Yes, I'm the one playing.
Shut up.
Okay, there is a science behind my Instagram chats, and it's the differentiation is comedic dynamics, sense of humors, and there are like surface level. This is funny. Like, I'm gonna send this to my mom. She'll think this is funny. I send her
sends the most pure things.
She does. Again, she'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm laughing." Like, it's like, okay, cool. Don't ever look at my Instagram. But like,
don't ever open your camera roll.
That sound is not like dirty thing. It's just wild. My sense of humor is wild, and it's far-reaching. Yeah. From like, but then I have some that's like, I can't. There's one chat that I could send this to. Yeah. You know, and it's like,
oh yeah. There's
if the NSA are looking,
people that I can send this
like
to.
that meme of like when the NSA pulls up the group chat and me and the boys are cooked. Like,
yeah,
that's me.
We all have them.
Okay. But like you say, you look at my saved Instagram sometimes and you're like, what the heck?
Well, you sent half of them to me. Like, I already know. It's
but not the weird ones.
No, you send me the weird ones.
Oh,
and your
Kyndal?
Other friends.
My
your
sweet
other
bride.
Friends send me the weird ones.
My sweet
too.
bride, other half of my unity is like, I do not send you the weirdest ones.
That's fine. But
you have not seen them.
I'm saying some of your other friends send them.
Shout out. I kind of want to shout out the names.
No, you can't,
because I can't reveal
identity.
Give
away your secrets.
Shout out to the boys. I think you should leave. Shout out to the meme team. Those are my chats that get the weirdest of the weirds.
Rush puppies get some pretty weird ones too. Used to. Anyway,
Vanilla. Vanilla. Kindergarten.
I hit a big goal this week.
You hit a big goal. Mm-hmm. You hit your what? Okay, go ahead.
I hit I got to up my PR on my pit squat.
Nice.
To 320.
Explain what that is.
Oh, a pit squat is like.
Because I had to think about what it is, and I.
So it's like a belt squat.
It's a squat.
You're on a platform.
But instead of squatting, instead of the weight, it's still pushing down because gravity. But instead of the weight being on your shoulders, it's around your waist, and there's a chain to the ground. So you actually like squat down, attach the chain, and then stand up, and then do squat.
Yeah, because it goes lower. It goes into a deficit, so the weight is
What'd you
actually
hit?
lower than you realize. I hit 320.
320.
Mm-hmm. For 6. So I could have gone up for one.
I just want to tell you I'm proud of you. Everybody shout out in the comments how proud of Kyndal you are. That's how we'll know that you watched the whole thing. Let Kyndal know how proud you are of her because she's been working so hard. And you're like all about like the weight on the scale, but like you're getting toning up and you're getting so strong. And now like all your friends are like, I wish I was as strong as you. You're strong.
Thank you.
You're stronger than a lot of the beta boys out there.
I gotta carry these kids.
My wife could beat up your husband. So.
And we started a chat this week called the Game Train with my friends.
Nice.
That are also into
love a good title.
Game Train.
Game Train. Who's in the Game Train?
It's just me, Jordan, and Lizzie right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hop on the game train. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to motivate you. Get on the game train, or you're gonna be on the pain.
Wait, the Game Train is the pain train. Also.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on the lane train.
Bye.
Bye.
That's recordings.
It's recording.
I hear your farts. A fart is farting when you fart my name. Just like a fart, I can fart you there.
Launch you with my fart. The footprints in the moon are not the right prints. They don't match the shoe that's in the museum. We are so funny. Sometimes I laugh in my sleep. Welcome to the chill zone.
You brought heat
to the chill zone.
You brought heat to the chill spot.
What's
you brought fire to the chill zone.
You abused my dog at Katie's party.
Ay, ay, ay.
They sound like a Voldemort whisper. You'll never know love or friendship. It's just about
Yeah, tell me what it's
trust.
about.
Lean back. Trust the Lord. And we can get this done faster if you'll just shut your mouth and let me say what I need to say. Like that time you told me we would eat a treat. And I said, no, not my feet. I'm only here for the treats. Oh, excuse me. Why do you put rules on me?
So you think righty tighty lefty loosey applies to
Every area of life. I did not hit her.
I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Let her into your fart.
See your belly button.
I know, I gotta tuck my shirt back in.
Because you lost weight and you lost weight.
I've been losing some weight.
I sound like Tanner. And you lost weight and you lost weight. I've studied the humanities.
Hey, I'm gonna hug a manatee. Give that manatee a hug!
Yeah.
Yours would always be some weird tiny noise where you stick your tongue out. Yeah. or you would do like Baba Shibu, like you and Bear always do.
Baba Shibu.
Yeah, it's so weird.
That's what just came out when we were playing that game, and it's such a good noise.
Mom!
Mom!
Dialed.